Good evening guys, it's Eric here from Siam Fishing Thailand, and today I'm gonna covering the topics like what is Rising Giant Snakehead Fishing means and how do we done it. So first of all, Rising Giant Snakehead mean those giant snakehead that coming to the surface of the water and sipping the oxygen. Now there is a different kind of Rising Giant Snakehead because there is mating giant snakehead. It happens when they are pairing, they are about to breeding, and single giant snakehead that come to sipping the water on the same spot every X minutes. Now I mention X minutes because each giant snakehead, each side has different time, have different range of time coming to the surface and sipping the oxygen, because the size of lungs is different, so they hold different range of time to breathe beneath waters and come to the surface to sipping the oxygens. And third is a schooling of giant snakehead that's sipping all around the area. Let's say they are the cove in the lake, and that cove every 2 minutes always have a giant snakehead sipping the water all around us. So there's mainly 3 kind of sipping giant snakehead. Now we're gonna dive into it. Let's start from number 1. So sipping giant snakehead, when they are mating, they will sipping 2 of them, like both of them gonna sipping the water around the same time. Maximum will be the first one come and the second one just come maybe 3 seconds or 5 seconds after that. You saw 2 giant snakehead come sipping the water in the same spot. That means there's a female and there's a male, so they're mating. This kind of sipping, this kind of rising giant snakehead, when they are mating, the chance that they will strike the lure is very high, because the male one will potentially show the power and the ability to attack and everything that the male animal do to impress the female animal, just like how the man show off to women like that. So it's very likely that the male giant snakehead will strike first in case of there's 2. The female always after. Or it's often that you see when we casting, we got the first strike, boom, we set hook, we got the fish. We fight until the fish is beside the boat, and we saw the bigger fish following just behind that smaller one. So that is the female. So second second is what I forget. Second is single giant snakehead sipping. Yep. Now this is, the whole story is different from the just now, from the mating one. So the single giant snakehead that comes sipping in the same spot every 5 to 10 minutes. Now this is single giant snakehead. They are normally will be on the same area. Maximum will be no more than 2 meters from the place that they come sipping at the first time. If you're waiting 5 to 10 minutes or maybe longer than that, it will sipping the oxygen one more time, and repeat the same pattern all along the day, right? So this giant snakehead, it's single. Most of the time it's single. If it's sipping the water in the same area every 5 to 10 minutes, they have no pair and there is no group. Now these kind of giant snakehead often be territorial. They will, let's say, they will searching around the area, and they'll come up to sip the oxygen and go down. Now this type of sipping giant snakehead, it's more difficult to catch because they tend to not interested in the lure, because it's often that these giant snakehead are not the aggressive one. We still don't know the particular reason why, but as we have experiences, this kind of sipping is more challenging to catch. But It's possible. We just have to try. We have to try many type of lure to get their attention. So as my experience in Srinagar Dam back then in 2023, I have to use shallow diving, buzz bait, deep diver, soft bait, and popper. You can take a guess the giant snakehead bites which one they strike. Again, most of you say deep diving, right? But it's popper. Sometimes we can't really answer why, but we know that from the basic, the giant snakehead are a territorial fish. They don't want any other species to come around their area, right? So according to that theory, they should strike on everything, right? They should strike on every living things that entering the area, but they're not. And to be honest, we still don't know the answer nowadays. Sometimes nature just have its own design, it's have its own plan. Yeah, and that happened. So there is no exact rule that which lure to choose when you're doing Rising Giant Snakehead. You actually have to find your own answer, because each case is not the same. So, last one, grouping giant snakehead rising. Now, a group of giant snakehead often appearing in the morning time, for example 8 to 9:30 or maximum 10, before the sun is getting stronger and they're going to deep water area. So my last trip in Srinagar Dam again 1 month ago, we found a group of rising giant snakehead, which very lucky because they are pairing and grouping. It's a big group. We believe that there's more than 30 of them in the area, and those fish are a good size. They're not small fish. They are basically 3 to 6 kilo, or some is bigger than that, but they are not interested to bite. But we managed to land one of them, which is around 4 kilo. And this kind of rising giant snakehead in the group. So as I mentioned that every 1 to 2 minutes there will be 1 to 2 rising around the boat, just like this. Now this is the most fun way to catch one, and not fun way to catch. This is the most fun type of rising giant snakehead to catch or to fish, because it's easy. You don't have to wait a long time. You don't have to use many techniques to get their attention, because when they are grouping, there's fish everywhere. And of course, when you have more fish in the area and they are active, they're hunting, the chance to land one of them is higher. Now this one doesn't require any specific technique, just to know the deep of the water, know if there's some structure beneath it or not, like the wooden, there's something like that. After you know the spot roughly, there's clear water, 4 meter deep, then you can choose the lure. And before you can choose the lure, you must see the way they come down to the bottom first. If they go fast, they come into ship and they go fast like this. You must use some kind of lure that dive fast. For example, Rapala DT20. That lure, the angle that it dive is like this. But on the other hand, if the fish goes slowly like this, like slowly go down, you can use Risto or shallow diving, but you have to cast it quite fast. So there's a few rules to apply to the way that the giant snakehead sipping and go down. That's the whole technique about this, which I will share in the next videos. But basically, there is 3 kinds of rising giant snakehead, and there's a few rules to adapt to each situation that you're facing. So rising giant snakehead is the fish that come to take the oxygen and go down. That's it. But the anglers have made, not the angler, Thai anglers have made a theory about fishing for rising giant snakehead. This theory have writing for more than 20 years in Thai Angler Society. I also studied from that, and Phil's Angler, which is the person I know in Thailand, he's from Khon Kaen, same province as me. That guy can explain Rising Giant Snakehead way more better than I do. But unfortunately, he can't speak English, so I can't invite him to provide the knowledge for you guys today. But this is roughly what I've known from my experience, and I hope these videos might help you on the day when you found a group of them and you know how to analyzing the way they're going down and which lure to use. Because sometimes if you use wrong lure, for example, I would say if the water is deep but down there is a wooden structure, why use diving lure, right? And on the other hand, the water is shallow but the fish go down fast, then why use top water bait, right? So we have to know the basics. We have to know the spot, know the way of the fish go down, and then we can choose the effective lure. Because normally Rising Giant Snakehead, you will have the chance to cast like 5 times before you scare them. So if 5 times you don't get any reaction from them, it's likely that they're moving to somewhere else around there, and they sense something unnatural coming, so they will escaping, right? They're not stupid, of course. These fish are not those crazy fish that everything came across they'll strike. It's not like that. So yeah, that's Rising Giant Snakehead, and I hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you on the water, gentlemen.